Brandy?
Thank you, Yvette. That'll be all.
Well, where is our host?
He's not here! Nobody is here. What's happening?
Cigarette? It'll calm your nerves.
I don't smoke.
For Wadsworth. Open after dinner. It's for you.
Right. Are you all comfortable?
I make a good living.
Outwardly Wadsworth.
Ladies and gentlemen, these instructions are clear.
I'm glad something is.
It seems the 6 of you have all received the same letter. It'll be to your advantage to be present on this date, because a Mr. Body will bring an end to a certain long-standing, confidential, and painful financial liability.
Yes, indeed, that's exactly what my letter said.
As it turns out, you all have one thing in common.
Well, that bastard McCarthy, we're all being blacklisted, aren't we?
Close, Colonel. You're all being blackmailed. For some considerable time, all of you have been paying more than you can afford to someone who threatens to expose you.
Oh, please. What's someone gonna blackmail me for? I go to church every Sunday.
Yeah, lady. Don't we all?
Anybody else wish to deny it? Until you had received your letters, you had known who was blackmailing you. But I'm sure that even the least discerning amongst you has determined the man behind your ransom is Mr. Body himself.
Oh, this dress is not just for my blood pressure.
Who is this body fellow, you brutish butler?
Who Mr. Body is no concern of yours. Suffice it to say, he is a supporter of the House Un-American Activities Committee, and he believes your activities have all been decidedly un-American. This evening is to expose your secrets to each other, rendering you all culpable to each other's indiscretions.
But we hardly know each other.
Precisely.
Don't you think you might spare us this humiliation?
I'm afraid I have no choice. We'll start with you, Professor Plum.
Ooh, this ought to be good.
Says here, you were once a professor of psychiatry, specializing in pathological lying lunatics suffering from delusions of grandeur.
Yes, now I currently work for the U.S. government.
Oh, so your work has not changed. But you cannot practice medicine anymore, can you? Your license has been lifted, correct?
Why? What'd he do?
You know what male doctors aren't supposed to do to their lady patients?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he did.
How awful! I hope there's a remedy for men like you.
I hope so. Me too.
You're disgusting.
Are you making moral judgments, Mrs. Peacock?
Well,
How then do you justify taking bribes in return for delivering Senator Peacock's votes to certain lobbyists?
My husband is a paid consultant. There's nothing sinful about that.
Not if it's publicly declared. But if you slip cash under the stall door at Old Ebbitt's Grill, how would you describe that transaction?
I'd say it stinks.
When were you in that men's room?
So it's true.
No, it's a vicious lie.
But you've been paying blackmail for over a year now, just to keep that story out of the papers. Seems a little sticky, no?
Now see here.
Well, I'm willing to believe you. I too am being blackmailed for something I didn't do.
So am I.
Not me.
You're not, hold on, you're not being blackmailed?
Oh, I'm being blackmailed, all right. But I did what I'm being blackmailed for.
What did you do?
I run my own business.
That's not a crime.
You didn't ask what type of business I run.
Okay, then what kind of business do you run?
I provide gentlemen. Could the company be a lady? An escort service in Washington?
How scurrilous.
I'm sure some people are just a little lonely.
A man who needs to pay to spend time with a woman, that is a problem I will never have.
So, Miss Scarlett, is that how you know Colonel Mustard is he one of your clients?
Certainly not.
I was asking Miss Scarlett.
Well, you told him it's not true.
It's not true.
Is that true?
No, it's not true.
Ha! So it is true.
A double negative.
Wait. A double negative? You mean you have photographs?
That sounds like a confession to me. In fact, the double negative has led to proof positive. I'm afraid you gave yourself away.
Are you trying to make me look stupid in front of the other guests?
Oh, you do not need any help from me, sir.
That's right.
Colonel, looks like you hold a sensitive security post in the Pentagon. Those negatives would most certainly compromise your position.
What position were you caught in exactly, Colonel?
This is an outrage.
All right. Let's see. Who is next? Mrs. White. You have been paying our friend, the blackmailer, ever since your husband died under, shall we say, mysterious circumstances?
Say what you want, I didn't kill him.
Then why did you pay the blackmail?
Well, I don't want another scandal now, do I?
Another?
We had a very humiliating confrontation. He had threatened to kill me in public.
Why would he want to kill you in public?
I believe she means he had threatened in public to kill her.
It was all over the papers.
But he was the one who died. Not you, Mrs. White, not you.
He was found dead, alone, at home. His head had been cut off, and so had his, you know. But I didn't do it. I've been out all evening at the movies.
What was the showing?
The Naked Alibi.
A likely story.
But he was your second husband. Your first one also disappeared.
That was his job. He was an illusionist.
Yes, but he never reappeared.
He wasn't a very good illusionist.
And lastly, Mr. Green, who is a...
I don't need you to unmask me, Wadsworth. I know what you're gonna say.
All right then. What's that?
Mr. Green, who's a homosexual.
Not me.
I beg your pardon?
You asked who was a homosexual, and I said, not me.
Yes, thank you, Colonel. But there's more to that, Mr. Green. There's evidence that suggests a question of your politics.
My politics? Since when is working for the Republican Party a crime?
You had sworn an oath of allegiance to the Republican Party, but neglected to vote for Eisenhower in the last election. Well, that's grounds for an ousting if ever there was one.
But voting records are confidential.
Everything has its price, Mr. Green.
So, there you have it.
Have what?
A crooked senator's wife, a lascivious doctor, a disloyal Republican, and so forth. Not exactly adhering to an all-American standard of behavior, are you?
Depends on who you ask.
But if this body fellow is such a noble civilian, why doesn't he report us to the authorities himself?
And give up the opportunity to make a buck? Come on, Professor. What could be more American than that?
Apple pie.
All right, Mr. Wadsworth. So we're being blackmailed by a renegade McCarthyist. Where does that leave us?
And who is this Mr. Body?
And what does he want with us?
Who cares? But I'm not waiting to find out. I'm leaving.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Peacock. You can stay in denial, but you cannot leave this house.
I am the wife of a great senator. You cannot tell me what to do. Locked.
Indeed. All the doors are locked, the windows are barred, and the grounds are being patrolled by vicious dogs. There's no way out.
You cannot keep us hostage!
allow me to introduce your host for the evening and your blackmailer for life, Mr. Buddy!
How do you do?
Ooh, Mrs. White in the study with her knee.
Thank you. I've studied martial arts.
There's one more piece of information you all would like to have.
What?
The police are arriving in less than an hour.
You called the police?
Unless
Unless what?
you decide to double down.
And why would we agree to do that?
Because if you don't, I'll put this briefcase containing all the evidence needed to expose all of your wrongdoings into the hands of the police, the press, and the House Un-American Activities Committee. With the right spin, those fellas can make a commie out of anyone. Most of you will be facing a lifetime of jail. Others, a lifetime of shame.
You bastard!
Unless,
What?
well, there's something else you could do for me. Something that would change the game. Something I can't bear to do myself.
What?
Please, have a seat.
Is it all right if I sit here?
Okay.
Sorry, a little accident prone.
Sir, what's this about?
In this duffel bag, there are 6 packages that I believe our guests might find useful this evening.
Packages.
Presents, if you will. I am a generous sort of fellow.
Are you?
Wadsworth, will you please see to it that each guest receives a gift?
Certainly.
Is that one mine?
No, this one says the professor's. This is yours, Mrs. White.
Can I have the big box?
No, yes. It is yours. Mr. Green. And the last two. Oh, this one.
Does anyone want to favor a guess as to what's inside of your packages?
Perfume?
Candy?
A rare single malt Scotch whiskey.
Aren't guessing games fun? Please, open them.
A candlestick? What's this for?
A wrench. A lead pipe.
A dagger.
A revolver?
Ah! It's a snake!
No, it's just a rope.
In your hands, you all each have lethal weapons. You all came here tonight because you believe the evidence against you is so great you would do anything to keep it a secret. I'm putting that theory to the test.
You are?
Mr. Wadsworth here is the only other person who knows all your secrets. And it's costing us all dearly to keep him quiet.
What do you mean?
I wouldn't have to double your payments if I didn't have to pay Wadsworth for his silence.
Wadsworth?
That's a lie.
He may look suave and charming.
Thank you.
But really, he is conniving and manipulative.
False.
Why do you think he's called the police?
You called the police?
Only because he instructed me to.
Did I? If you can manage to get rid of Wadsworth, I'll have no need to increase your blackmail or notify you to the police.
Get rid of.
Does he mean kill him?
In fact, if you can eliminate
Yes, I think that's what he means.
Wadsworth, I'll do away with your blackmail altogether and be done with this terrible business once and for all.
You would never.
But why make us do it?
Why don't you do your dirty work yourself?
Yeah.
Why should I, when the 6 of you are so uniquely motivated and armed?
What's a patriot?
After all I've done for you. He's a liar. I'm one of you. I'm no butler.
I'm an indentured servant! Familiar refrain. It's over, Wadsworth. Don't make a scene. The only way for you to end your blackmail and avoid finding yourselves on the front pages is for you to kill Wadsworth now.
It's Mr. Body.
Oh, thank God.
Is he breathing?
Stand back. Stand back. I'm a doctor. He's dead.
Who had the gun?
I did.
So you shot him!
I didn't.
You didn't have that!
Somebody grabbed the gun from me in the dark, and the next thing I knew, there was a shot.
Wait. There's no gunshot wound.
He's right. There isn't.
Look! There's a bullet lodged in the wall here.
Eagle Eye, Miss Scarlet.
Well, if the bullet's over there, how did he die over here?
I don't know. I'm not a forensics expert.
Well, something else must have killed him.
One of us must have killed him.
Well, I didn't do it.
Well, if it was me,
I was the one giving out the boxes.
I need a drink.
What if Mr. Body was poisoned by the brandy?
Poison! It's okay. You'll be fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You'll be fine. You'll be okay. It's okay. Oh my God. It's okay. You'll be fine.
Well, someone had to stop her screaming.
Was the brandy poisoned?
How should I know?
Looks like now we'll never know.
Unless she dies too.
The screams are coming from the billiard room.